I want to talk about this real quick. Back to doing a D&D section each stream. We'll see how long that lasts. I went back to basics with my min-maxed self build and realized and took a billion quizzes again. I'm still a wizard. um, One, I'm apparently a drow, which makes sense, but eh. Um, Happy you're welcome, France Day, indeed. Uh, which as a drow, hold on. What's going on with Twitch? Is Twitch not going? Why is Twitch showing offline on my screen? Nope, there it is. It's working. Never mind. It just didn't refresh correctly. All right. Anyways. And I finally found the subclass that is probably the best single subclass for what I align to. Not necessarily what I am. I'm an artificer fighter in real life. And it is the School of Witchcraft wizard from Pointy Hat. He has a whole book called Hexbound, which I have bought. This is actually from the free thing that you can get, where it's just this subclass, but I bought the whole thing because I wanted the whole thing. And Pointy Hat put this out. It's got a ton of stuff. I'm going to be talking a lot more about this book because it has some crazy stuff in it. But we're going to start with the School of Witchcraft for wizards. Skipping down to the powers. Well, for the lore, you're basically a wizard that sort of like does warlocky things and sorcery things, which is what I want so badly. And you get little spirits that tell you things like a patron would. And the first thing they tell you is how to cast a cantrip from the sorcerer, warlock, druid, cleric, bard, or wizard spell list. So you just get an extra cantrip. This is not one of your regularly known ones. This is not one of the ones that you can get from another way. This is just, you can pick a cantrip, and on a long rest, you can swap it out for a new one. Which I would unless you absolutely need to, I would recommend against wizard, because in the original 5e, there was an optional rule that let wizards trade out their cantrips. The new version now doesn't even have it as like an optional, you can do this, because Xanathar thinks it's cool. The new setup is just flat out, you can do this. So you have the complete wizard's cantrip list. You can it's just using a couple at a time, but you don't have to, which we'll get to, but that's why I say pick one of the other ones for this. The next one is oral tradition. You can commit spells to memory instead of putting them in your spell book. They still have to be wizard spells. It takes you twice as long, but it doesn't cost you gold. Or you could do both. This lets you just have spells that are prepared, which is what I really want. One of the things I really want. It lets you not blow a ton of gold on, oh no, I found a spell book with a bunch of stuff I want to steal, but I can't use any of it problems. And thanks to cantrip trading, you can grab a bunch of always needed cantrips and still have fun. Because right now, it's like, you really get stuck choosing between fun cantrips and the ones that everyone takes because they're useful, and we don't want to be a drag on the party. Well, with this, you can do both. And technically, you can also have, well, any wizard can have the complete first level wizard spell list. This just makes it a little bit easier because it doesn't cost you tens of thousands of gold. We all get to blame everyone's most hated expansion to Dungeons and Dragons, Strixhaven, for this ability, but they added things called primers, which let you prepare a first level spell from any two spell lists. They give a couple other bonuses, but that's the big one. And nominally, for most classes, that just means you have an extra spell that might not be from your spell list. Wizards means every day pick a new spell, copy it into your spell book. I will not pretend like it isn't broken. But if a DM lets you do it, do it. But yeah, this lets you do sorcery, warlocky type things, and I really like it. And this lets you do more warlocky things, and I really super duper like this. Because when a creature that you can see is brought down to 20 hit point, the 0 hit points, doesn't mean they're permanently dead, doesn't mean they're not revived, and it doesn't mean that you killed them. You make a roll against the creature's CR, and if you succeed, you capture their spirit, and you make it teach you an ability. And if it's a spell, regardless of the class, it's you can keep it and you can memorize it. Well, it says through your oral tradition, so you can't even put it in your spell book. You just memorize it. And this is specific, even though it says abilities as chosen by the GM, it is intended to be used for spells first. When you listen to the wizard book, that wizard video that Pointy Hat talks about, he says that he wants wizards to be able to learn spells from their enemy. And so that's what this is primarily built for. That doesn't mean you can't steal non-spell abilities. You will only have them till you finish a long rest. But you can do it. But this is intended to be spells, so talk to your GM. I really like this for many reasons. I like the ability to steal spells from enemies. I like the ability to steal abilities from enemies. And I wanted to be able to do this permanently. You can do this permanently. At level 10, you can take your time to permanently embed a non-spell ability into yourself to be able to use. However, you can only do one at a time. You can't just build a massive collection of abilities, which, fair. And you can trade it out, and you can have one permanent and one temporary. So you can use this to learn something that doesn't involve spellcraft, and then you just keep using this to steal spells. Finally, Prodigy of the Arcane. Weaken some of the spirits of those that have completely mastered the arcane arts to teach the secrets. Once per long rest, you just pick a spell of a level that you can cast from any spell list, and you have it for the day. You can't commit this one to memory. This one is for permanently learning things from other classes. Or your own class, if you don't have the spell. But this just lets you... You have every spell in the game one at a time. It is a literal Gestalt ability. I am super duper excited to play this. The first chance that I get, I am going to. I am the spell collector guy. I wish to collect spells and actually know them. I like the ability to steal abilities. This is as close to me as we're going to get without actually unbalancing the game. Other classes in this book are for unbalancing the game, and we will discuss them in due time. But I super duper love the wizard. Though it is quite interesting to be, we are a wizard witch. Now, I'm also going to quickly talk about a spell in this book, which is one of the most broken things I've ever seen in Dungeons and Dragons. Did I skip it? I just got the book, so I'm still working on where everything is. There, nope, here it is. This is the most broken spell I've ever seen in Dungeons and Dragons. And I've looked at a lot of splats, and I've looked at a lot of homebrew. Okay, that's discounting some of the, like, ultra bad written by a 5-year-old homebrew. Though, that says things. I apologize, Pointy Hat, but you might want to reread this spell. Toil and Trouble. First level Necromancy. Casting time, 1 action. Range, 60 feet. Components, verbal and somatic. Duration, 1 minute, not concentration. Available to the classes of Cleric, Druid, Ranger, and Wizard. You intensify the worries and physical exertions weighing a creature down. Choose up to 3 creatures of your choice that you can see within range. So you're hitting 3 targets. It's lasted for a minute. It's not concentration. The creatures must make a wisdom saving throw. When a target that fails the saving throw makes a strength or dexterity saving throw before the spell ends, they must roll a d6 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw. So it can be it's attacks too. It's not just saving throws. Editor. But that drastically reduces incoming attacks, because strength and dex are going to be your 2 big ones from non-casters. It makes it easier to hit things with strength and dex saving throws. Here's where it goes from, okay, cool, this is a way to curse a target for a minute, to, oh my gosh, what? Target can also make a wisdom saving throw at the end of each of its turns. On a success, the spell ends. For each 3 turns the target is under this spell, they gain 1 level of exhaustion. Now, there's some questions about how... One moment, what? Oh, that's just that being that. Okay. I saw Beam's chat acting up and wondered what was going on, but it's just Beam's chat being Beam's chat and doubling up things. Anyways, there's some questions about that wording. So, does that mean that they're gaining exhaustion on the turns, or does it mean they're gaining the exhaustion after this ends? How many stacks of exhaustion? Just giving a target exhaustion to begin with is a scary thing. Exhaustion is 6 stacks of exhaustion kills. That's less than a minute if it's per turn. I am choosing to interpret this is that when the spell ends, each target gains a single level of exhaustion. In the name of sanity, that is how I'm choosing to handle this. If you get this, and you use the spell, have a discussion with your dungeon master. Because even if it only gives 1 level exhaustion, between giving up to 3 targets exhaustion and debuffing the strength, dex, and attacks, it is one of, if not the most powerful first level spell in the game. It is scary. So I just wanted to discuss that. And it's not the only scary thing in this book. We will be doing the monk on Sunday. It may be the most powerful class in, or subclass in the game. I will not complain because monks have been much maligned for a long time, like multiple editions. So I will let the monks have this win. But I cannot stress that Sunday's class review is going to be wild.